But first at 5, a federal judge has ruled Alabama cannot use nitrogen hypoxia to execute death row inmate Jeffrey Lee. Thank you for joining us. I'm Muriel Bailey. Now, the decision is a major legal setback for the state, which has been at the center of the nation's use of nitrogen gas executions. However, the ruling does not overturn Lee's death sentence. So now let's hear from you. We're asking you, what's more important in death penalty cases? You can scan the QR code that's there on your screen right now to share your thoughts. ABC 3340's Philip Dyson joins us from the newsroom right now with what changed and what happens next. Now, Philip, the big question is whether this actually stops the execution.
Yeah, Muriel, the answer depends on what happens next in the courts. After a lengthy court battle over Alabama's nitrogen hypoxia protocol, a federal judge sided with death row inmate Jeffrey Lee. Legal scholar Bernard Harcourt says this was more than a last-minute delay.
The judge actually ruled on the merits of the claim and entered a permanent injunction against nitrogen gas executions. Judge Marks actually ruled that on the merits, on a full trial, basically, that nitrogen gas executions violate the Eighth Amendment.
The case reached this point after the 11th Circuit found Alabama's nitrogen gas protocol created a substantial risk of serious harm and ordered the lower court to consider whether there was a feasible alternative. Judge Emily Marks, a University of Alabama Law School graduate, ultimately concluded there was.
Jeffrey Lee could only be executed by nitrogen gas tomorrow. That was the method. At this point, the state of Alabama has filed an emergency appeal with the 11th Circuit.
The state is now asking higher courts to overturn the ruling and allow execution to move forward. But Harcourt says that's a tough road.
It's extremely unlikely. In all likelihood, the execution will not take place tomorrow.
For those who have witnessed Alabama's nitrogen hypoxia executions, the ruling represents a major turning point.
So when this ruling hit yesterday, it was just the ultimate vindication of what we saw was what we saw. It's true. This is horrific. This is unconstitutional. It's cruel, and it is beneath the people of Alabama.
While the legal fight is far from over, Harcourt says the decision could have consequences well beyond this case.
It is remarkable that this is pretty much the first time in modern history that a method of execution has been determined to be unconstitutional. I think it's a landmark decision.
Alabama has already filed an emergency appeal with the 11th Circuit. If the state does not prevail there, it could ask the U.S. Supreme Court to take up the case. In the newsroom, Philip Dyson, ABC 3340 News.
All right, Philip, we'll have to see what happens. Thank you. Well, now let's go back to our poll question. We asked you, what's more important in death penalty cases? And taking a look at the results right now, we have 65%, the most here, saying carrying out the sentence, then 8% saying protecting constitutional rights, 24% saying both equally, 3% saying they're not sure. Well, you can still vote by scanning the QR code on your screen or by finding this story on the ABC 3340 News app.